Come on up, ladies. Ann-Marie, come on up here. See, this one I get to make quickly, and we've still got Senator Santorum coming up, so we're going to move through this. We've got a full lineup this afternoon. Don't go anywhere, and don't go to sleep, because if you do, I'll come over, and then I'll wait for the camera, and I'll turn it on you. Who would ever go to sleep when you talk? We've known each other a long time. This never ends. And if it does involve bourbon in my studio, that's a story we can tell you sometime over a drink later. Sonia with PolitiChicks is here, a writer with PolitiChicks. Sonia Sasser to introduce the one and only Ann-Marie Murrell, who I will not go to sleep on.
Good afternoon. First, I want to start by thanking Joe Dugan for all the hard work he has put in. My husband and I have spoken to him many times the past several months, and he has put a lot of work into this, so we really appreciate it, Joe. And now I get to introduce, I'm so honored, my dear friend, my mentor, my boss lady. She is the CEO and editor-in-chief for PolitiChicks.com. She's also co-author of the book, What Women Really Want. So if you guys want to know what your ladies really want, you should pick up a copy of the book. And she's also a contributor for many media. Town Hall Finance, The Daily Caller, Front Page Magazine, The Blaze, Jihad Watch, and WND. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, Ann-Marie Murrell.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Oh my God, come here, wait. I love you. All right, this young lady, for those of you who don't know, she is your South Carolina PolitiChick, this 80-pound beautiful thing. I've seen her eat. It's in my DNA to hate her just a tiny bit. I love you a lot, but I do hate you, just a little. Sonia's husband, for those of you who don't know, he is one of South Carolina's best surgeons. And with the uncertainty of healthcare going forward into this next year, especially right after the elections, when all the bad stuff is probably going to start kicking in, we have to fix things where we can. So I'm going to give you guys a tiny little gift here. I'm going to show you something that all of you need to do if you have a doctor friend. Dr. Sasser, ironically, is sick today, but this is what you need to do if you have a doctor friend. Sonia, and I'm serious, I've had this horrible pain right back here. There's like a knot. It's been there for about a month. Would you talk to him about just taking a look, doing a tiny bit of surgery if necessary? Is that okay? Thank you. That's how you do it. You take advantage of your doctor friends right now while you can before they move to Costa Rica, because that's coming. There's a new study, and seriously, there's a new study out that says over half the doctors in America reportedly are already burned out and are considering retiring early. So that's the only free health care you're ever going to get, folks, just in case you're unsure about that. Well, now that you know who I am, an insecure woman who takes full advantage of her friends publicly, I kind of want to know who you are. So raise your hands if you became politically active right around the birth of the Tea Party movement and or when Barack Obama took office. Okay. Now keep your hands up if you're a racist terrorist. All right, now y'all be honest. That is not what the media tells us. I saw a lot of hands go down real fast. That was funny. Well, like most of you in this room, I became an activist very reluctantly. This is not what I ever thought I would be doing at my age. And Joe Dugan told all of us speakers to be really honest. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be 45, I wish. I'm going to be 54. Wow, that was, damn. I'm going to be 54 in March, and I'm saying that publicly because in case any of you think I'm younger and I just look really old and tired, I actually am old and tired, and I've earned it. But when Obama first took office, and I saw how fleeting our freedom and our liberties could fly out the door with one sort of tyrannical administration, I'm going to take that back, with one tyrannical government, I realized I had to do more. I was ranting and raving on Facebook, and I was writing for a couple of conservative websites, but I was at a small Hollywood gathering with someone who all of us in the blogger world consider the father of citizen journalism, Andrew Breitbart, the great Andrew Breitbart. Love him. And I told him, I said, Andrew, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I know I need to do more. I don't know what it is. I have to do something. And Andrew told me, he said, figure out what your gifts and talents are and use them politically. So I went home that night, and I thought, in a former life, I was an actress. I once got thrown off the Hollywood freeway in a movie called Sunset Strip, and I was killed before the opening credits. But I mean, I was an actress at one point in my life. But I minored in journalism. So the next morning, after talking to Andrew Breitbart, I went out and I bought myself a video camera, a tripod, and a handheld microphone, and I started covering political events all over Southern California where I live, and then I started doing it all over the United States, and then all of that kind of morphed and grew into what ultimately became PolitiChicks. So what I get asked everywhere I go, everywhere I speak across the country, the one question I get asked is the same question I asked Andrew. What else can I do? I want to be more influential. I want to do something more for my country than throw things at the television set, which I still do. So I wrote a chapter about this in my book, What Women Really Want, which I'll be signing upstairs. The elevators broke, though. I nearly died going up three flights. So I stopped at the half of the first flight. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm going home, back to California. But I will be signing later. But I wrote about this, and I'm gonna share with you three really easy things that you can do as an activist, or tell your friends. If you're already doing these things, you probably get asked the same thing. So what you can do to be more of an activist. Number one, the same thing Andrew told me. Figure out what your strengths are, your gifts and talents, your passion, and figure out how to use them politically. Call your local Tea Party, call your GOP, your favorite candidate, your favorite politician, and tell them, I'm good at this, this, and this. They will put you to work. They'll find something for you to do. But we need to think of ourselves as valuable commodities right now. The same way in World War II, they turned in their silk stockings and their tires for the war effort. We are the silk stockings and tires in this strange political battle we're in right now. We need all hands on deck for this fight we're in. So figure out what your gifts and talents are, use them politically. Number two, use social media like a weapon, but wield it wisely. It's just like David just said. Between Dr. Gina Loud and Morgan Brittany and me and our website, PolitiChicks, we can reach hundreds of thousands of people on social media, and that translates into millions and millions of people. That's more than we could ever do with our book or our television appearances. This is constant. This is flowing all of the time, and until it's regulated to death or until they charge us money, it's free. We've got to reach the people. We need to think of ourselves as little Noahs trying to get all the people on the ark. We're not going to save everybody. Some people are going to drown. They're drowning now, and they're beyond hope. But we have to do everything we can, and social media is so valuable. But along with that comes a lot of responsibility. We've got to be factual. We've got to be informed. We have to stay on point. We need to leave all political correctness behind and scare people just enough to understand the urgency of what's happening in our country. So use social media like a weapon and wield it wisely. And number three, this isn't for everybody, but if you're so inclined and if you have no major skeletons in your closet, please run for office. We need really good, strong, important, informed, intelligent people to replace a lot of the garbage that's in Washington and in our towns and communities. You don't have to run for Congress and Senate right off the bat. Look in your own town. Is there something wrong with your mayoral office? Are you interested in education? Run for your school board. Challenge a Democrat. Challenge a Republican if they're corrupt. And there are a few of those. Did y'all know that? Just checking. I've got a list. I can tap them off right now, but I'm not going to do that. You know. We need you more than ever. And the old excuse that, oh, I don't have any political experience, I think we've proven this presidential race, that's not an issue anymore, right? We need good people that love America more than ever before. I do want to clarify the 3 things that I consider major skeletons. We all have skeletons that we don't want the world to. I've told you most of mine today. You know my age, so that's over. Major skeletons. So 3 things. Number 1, and there are variations of number 1. If you tend to take pictures of your private parts and send them to random strangers, and you think you won't get caught, you're going to get caught. This woman right here on the front row, Mona Salama, is my New York PolitiChick. She will find those pictures. She has sources like you wouldn't believe. And I will publish those pictures pixelated on PolitiChicks, happily. Don't think you can get away with it. It's not like the old days where you could bribe somebody and burn the negatives. You can't burn the internet. We will find them. If you're a serial pervert, don't run for office. Number 2, if you claim to be a happily married family man or woman, yet you have lots of little children that look just like you all over the world by various people, and you think you won't get caught, Mona Salama. She will find you. She will find those children. And if you think it's personal, that's none of your business. That's mine. Ask Bill Clinton or Cosby or any number of other people. It's time to pull politics out of the, I don't even want to call it mud anymore. What's deeper than mud? Quagmire, hell. Whatever's deeper than hell. Yeah, D.C. We've got to pull it out of D.C. Oh, David Webb, you're a genius. It's time. That part of our life needs to be over. And number 3, if you literally have a skeleton in your closet or in your backyard, buried, I've seen every episode of Forensic File. I will bring my can of luminol spray and I will find the bodies. Don't run for office. But even those first 2 things, okay, the third, if you're a serial killer, of course I'm joking, don't run for office. But the first 2, we are a forgiving party. We're actually the party of tolerance, despite what the left tells about us, right? We'll forgive you just about everything if you're open and honest from the start. But if you lie and cheat and hide and sneak and use public money to hide your secrets, that's unforgivable. Everything else, we need you desperately. We need all hands on deck. We need boots on the ground. We need activism. The days of being the silent majority and just voting and thinking that was enough, it's over. I would be home watching soap operas and eating bonbons all day if I didn't have to do this. And I know all of you feel the same compelling drive to do more. So please do more. And I'm honored to march arm in arm with all of you as we battle to save this republic. So thank you all so much.
Trouble. If you think you can hide anything, Mona Salama. Anybody else have a Foxworthy moment? Okay.